Hey everybody, I'm ZombieJohnny. We're going to do something a little different today, and we're taking a look at Gundam. Mobile Suit Gundam started in April of 1979 with the original series Mobile Suit Gundam, created by Yoshiyuki Tomino, spawning a long-running television series that are still being produced to this day, trading card games, manga, light novels, films, video games, and the ever-popular Gunpla, a series of build-your-own Gundam model kits. Making millions and millions of dollars in revenue each year, it is one of the highest-grossing anime franchises of all time. Gundam is a global force that is recognized the world over, and I love Gundam. I love the idea of Gundam. I love the look, the weaponized humanoid giant robots, the characters, the over-the-top dramatics, and the space battles. But for someone who hasn't been introduced to the series, it may seem a little intimidating. Seeing how there are so many series, I believe that if you're new to Gundam, it's difficult to know where to start. It's a little bit overwhelming and a bit of a struggle to find a good starting point. I mean, you could dive in headfirst and start with the original Mobile Suit Gundam, but it's not exactly the best starting point for someone who is coming into the franchise with fresh eyes. It hasn't really aged that well, and it's a fairly dry series. I will state that the original Mobile Suit Gundam series, Gundam Zeta, Gundam Double Zeta, and Gundam Unicorn are all a part of the same continuity. So if you're interested in cramming the entirety of the Gundam franchise, it is highly recommended that you start with the original Mobile Suit Gundam and work your way through in order of release date. After that, truthfully, you can just pick an era of Gundam that appeals to you and just dive in. There is some interconnection between the series, but most of the time they are pretty much their own standalone series. There is enough information out there on any particular Gundam franchise, so there aren't really any excuses why it shouldn't be accessible. In comparison to something like One Piece, where you can't just pick a random starting point and know what's happening in the series, Gundam has so many different iterations that take place in so many different timelines that you can really just pick a series at random for a starting point. So let's talk about some of my favorite Gundam series. By far, Gundam Wing is my favorite, simply because it is the first Gundam series I was introduced to, and it has my favorite Gundam of all time, the Death Scythe, and even more so, the Death Scythe Hell custom from Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. It is actually my first ever Gunpla build kit. I feel like I didn't do too bad. The series also has a banger of an opener which is called Just Communication. The next series I really enjoyed is Iron-Blooded Orphans. It is a truly terrific series. If you're interested in watching Gundam, I would suggest starting with this series. It is a great standalone series. The story has some amazing twists and turns, the action sequences are really well done, the animation is top-notch, and the first two openings are absolute bangers. I found this series very accessible, but I will warn you, I felt emotionally exhausted after completing the series. But in a good way. I got really invested, and you just want the best for these characters. Before we go on to another series that I watched, which I really enjoyed, I suggest that if you're getting into Gundam, you take a look at these two series. First one up is Gundam War in the Pocket. It is an Unreal series that is just amazingly well done. It's only 6 episodes. It's a standalone series. It's an OVA. It's from the 80s, golden era of anime. Awesome. It's beautifully done, and it's a great little series. The other one I suggest you take a look at is Mobile Suit Gundam 8th MS Team. This one alone for the animation and the visual style is absolutely stunning. If you're getting into Gundam, pick this one up. Another short series, 12 episodes. It's an OVA. like I said, for the aesthetics and the animation and the quality alone, it is worth picking up. Another amazing standalone series. And the most recent title that I finished watching was The Witch from Mercury. It was a great series, though this one did take me some time to get into. The series centers around teenage girls, and don't get me wrong, the voice acting is great, but it can get a little screechy at times. There is lots of drama and infighting and teenage angst. So I really felt that it wasn't exactly aimed at my demographic. Though it did take me some time to get into the series, I really enjoyed it. The animation and character designs are top-notch, and they are a little bit more contemporary than most of the other series. It definitely has a very distinctive look that, to me, is very eye-catching. I am currently making my way through Gundam Seed, and so far, it's pretty good. I haven't been sucked in like the other series I've watched, but it's fairly lengthy series, so I'm sure I'll have more than enough time to get into it. The other series that I am currently watching as well is Gundam X After War, and I am really enjoying this series. It has a lot of really great character development, and I'm at the point where there is a lot of Gundam mobile suit battles, so of course it's holding my attention with that. I have watched plenty of the films as well. The films do take a little bit more context in comparison to the series because the films are usually a continuation of a very specific series. So if you're looking into the films, you might need to do a little bit of research beforehand or watch an actual series to understand what is happening in the story. So I will give you a warning. Sometimes the Gundam universe can be so damn boring. The politics, the military plotting, the overthrowing of power, the bigotry, the factions constantly feuding. Sometimes I have no idea what they're feuding over. There isn't an iteration of Gundam that doesn't have some sort of butting of heads between politicians, military forces, and planetary factions. And sometimes you just feel like shouting, "Get to the point already, give me the good stuff. I want the outer space battles between two rival Gundam pilots, the decimation of nameless enemy groups and generic mobile suits, the revealing of new Gundam models with more deadly and accurate technologies." That's where it's at. Though, I suppose a series simply based off destroying wave after wave of nameless pilots wouldn't make for a very interesting franchise. So with that warning aside, I will also state that pretty much every Gundam series starts like this.
The city of Townsville is under attack!
They almost always star a puny teen protagonist who realizes their abilities to pilot a very complicated advanced Gundam mobile suit. So those are things to be aware of before you dive in. But if you're interested or intrigued by the Gundam franchise, I suggest subscribing to the Gundam Info YouTube channel. I will put the link in the description. Gundam Info is the official Gundam YouTube channel, and they have some pretty amazing options. They upload complete Gundam series in high quality in rotation, so they will release a series for a few months, and then after that they will take it out and replace it with a new one. So if you're not sure if you want to invest money into the franchise just yet, Gundam Info is the perfect place to start. They are the perfect avenue for any beginners in the Gundam universe. So speaking of Gunpla, I had just recently finished the Gundam Crossbone. Here he is here. I will grab him. He is a little bit delicate. Very, very small pieces involved, but I think he turned out awesome. And it's just visually, I've always really enjoyed the look of this Gundam. It's kind of hard to tell, but he has like on his little, I can't remember what the V part, the V-wing part, there's a little skull in there. It's kind of hard to tell. I might be able to zoom it in. But yeah, just finished this one. It's another Gunpla. I have a bit of a backlog. There's the RX-78, the entry-level one, and then I've got this huge master grade one here. But of course, now that I've completed this one, and it only took me a couple hours, now that I've completed this one, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? This is something that I can't believe that I didn't get into earlier, because I had such a blast building this, and I'm very much looking forward to building more of them, because, like I said, I had such a blast doing it that I don't understand why I didn't get into more of it earlier. And yeah, look forward to that. I'm gonna definitely be doing, I don't know, should I do reviews on Gunpla? Maybe I should. But anyway, I would like to say thank you so much for watching, everybody. I had such a fun time making this video because it's literally all about Gundam. Absolutely love Gundam. Got to sit down and just like watch series and talk about Gundam, my favorite Gundams. Yeah, I think it's one of my new favorites out there existing in the world. I mean, I've always really enjoyed Gundam, but at this point it's just like I was able to dive deep into the series and the franchise. So yeah, I would suggest that if you're a fan of anime, that Gundam is one that you should definitely check out. There's such a broad spectrum of different kinds of Gundam and series and animation styles and everything. It just encompasses everything, including model kits. Once again, Gunpla, so much fun. So thank you once again for watching. Check out the anime series that I suggested, much like War in the Pocket, 8th MS Team, Gundam Wing. You can find most of them for a decent price. I usually wait until they go on sale to buy the series, but you can find most of them for a decent price. You can find lots of them on streaming. You can find lots of them on the Gundam Info YouTube channel. So there's no reason why you shouldn't get into Gundam. Get into Gundam. Do it now. Do it. Anyway, I'm ZombieJohnny. Peace.